Hello, my name is Gabrielle Archard. I'd like to tell you about a study I carried out with Ryan Earley, Amanda Hanninen and Victoria Braithwaite. Selection can generate and act upon correlated suites of traits. Artificial selection experiments on domesticated animals suggest that physiological and behavioural stress responses can co-vary, and that animals that are selected to release a lot of stress hormones are also generally shyer, less explorative and less active. We investigated whether individuals within wild populations will also show covariation in hormonal and behavioural responses to stressors, with populations that are undergoing natural selection pressures. We used a species of small tropical freshwater fish called Brachyraphis episcopi, or the Panamanian bishop. These fish are found in small rivers and streams, many of which are bisected by a waterfall. When we survey them, we find the bishop fish have managed over time to migrate upstream past the waterfalls. However, the waterfalls are a barrier to migration for the larger fish that eat the bishops, and they are not present above the falls. This means that there have been replicated natural selection events where the bishops should have adapted to the presence or absence of predators. Predation is a strong selection pressure, and predation attempts are stressful events for the prey. So the bishops in downstream populations with lots of predators should be adapted to respond less to the stressors. This is because mounting frequent strong stress responses can adversely impact health in the short term and fitness in the long term. In our first experiment, we measured how much of the stress hormone cortisol fish produced when they were unstressed. We found no effect of predation on this baseline measure of cortisol. In our second experiment, fish experienced a mild stressor of a behaviour trial, and then we measured cortisol. In this experiment, fish from the low predation populations released more cortisol. The behaviour trial measured exploration and activity in a novel arena. We found that fish from the low predation populations were both less explorative of their surrounding and less active. This means that fish from populations with few predators, compared to those with many, were both physiologically and behaviourally more responsive to stressful events. The relationship between hormonal and behavioural stress responses can therefore result from natural selection pressures, in this case predation.